Welcome everybody to this meeting of the Risk and Assurance Committee on the 8th of May 2025, and we have one apology from Councillor Phelps. Yes, Phelps. So I'm happy to move that. I will move that the apology from Councillor Phelps be received. Thank you, Councillor. And all in favour? Yes. Carried. Declarations of interest. I don't know if you've seen this one yet, but I do have a new addition, and that's I'm now on the Lotteries Committee for the Wairarapa and Wellington. So even though it's not like to affect anybody from here, it's best to have everybody from there. No other changes other than what's already been notified. We also have an urgent item which isn't on the agenda, and that is the audit plan for the year ended June 2025, which Brent and Todd are going to present at 2 o'clock this afternoon with the consent of the committee. The reason why the item isn't on the agenda is the plan cannot be delayed until as the annual audit will have started by the time the next meeting takes place. And the reason why the discussion of the item cannot be delayed until the subsequent meeting. The plan must be agreed on before the audit can start, so both parties can understand the substance of the audit, and obviously agreeing at the 8th of August to create a bit of a ruckus, particularly in terms of getting the audit to council on time. So, could I have a move, please? Yes, thank you. Sorry. And resolve that in accordance with section 46A(7) of the Local Government Official Information Meetings Act 1987, the following item be added as an urgent item not on the agenda for the committee's consideration. That's the audit plan for the year ended 30th of June 2025, moved by Her Worship the Mayor. Yes, seconded. All in favour? Yes. Now we'll turn to the minutes of the previous meeting. Has anybody got any comments, feedback, suggestions, error corrections, or any other matters relating to the meeting? In that case, could I have a mover, please, that the minutes of the Risk and Assurance Committee meeting held on 28th of February 2025 be confirmed as a true and correct record of the meeting?
I wasn't here. No, somebody wasn't here. You were, it was you and I.
I wouldn't have followed Jim.
So it was you and I, we did count.
Yes, yes, we did too. So,
in that case, if you move it also.
okay, I'm yep, happy to move.
Right, yes, seconded by myself. All in favour?
Right.
Against? Carried, thank you. And I approve that my digital signature be added to the confirmed Risk and Assurance Committee meeting minutes of 28th February 2025. Now on the action list, we'll now move to one action on there, and that is the evaluation of performance of the committee. Now, probably for the benefit of those that are new in the team, what we did a couple of years ago was we carried out a process whereby we sent out confidential questionnaires to various members of the senior leadership team, plus members of this committee, and we summarised them. And the idea of it is that coming to the end of the council term, there's information there that we learn what you've done well, you know, what we could do better, and it takes some learnings forward for a new committee. Now, to date, I haven't actually sent out the questionnaires, and I was thinking about May, but then I think August. So if I sent them out in about early July, but it's really important that people actually get the information back. So, because if I don't get enough, basically, I mean, I have been doing it because it's very cost effective, so it's free. But if you wanted 100% independence, obviously you could have someone else do it, but then there'd be a cost involved. But I have done this in my professional capacity. And all I do is summarise the information, compile, squish it, I don't change anything, and it comes back to the committee. So I'm happy to send those out around the start of July.
Yeah.
And
Get them in before the election time.
I don't think any motions to that. Oh, yes, we could. I will move that the other actions received, which is changing the dates to, and people have it back to me by 16th of July, that's 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. No. Thanks, Councillor. All in favour? Against? And we'll now move to the presentations and the quarterly financial report.
Good afternoon, Chair and elected members. Myself and Emma Ray, the Strategy and Communications Advisor, will present this report. Lynn Truman is not able to be with us today. The only thing I want to draw your attention to is the rates increases affordability benchmark, and that's on page 60 of the agenda. Now, some of you may notice that we're showing a forecast for our rates as an increase of 22%, where we actually struck an 18.6 rate this year. The reason that's showing like that is we wanted to keep the actuals in to our benchmark into the figures, and the metered water usage is higher than we have budgeted. So that is showing as an increase in rates where it's based on actual usage, where we budget obviously on forecast usage. As far as the actual finances are concerned, you will see that we have got a loss at the moment. It's likely that we will continue that through to the year end. Quite a bit of that loss is made up of a non-cash swap that we have. It doesn't affect the rates at all. It's not budgeted in any way. It's just a non-cash swap. And what swaps do is tend to come more to par as they mature. So it's not going to impact anything. It just has to go through our financials under accounting standards, so it actually looks like a loss. The other item really that's drawing that loss or operating deficit is the fact that we actually set our budget before we were able to get the NZTA set. So the grants that we are actually getting from NZTA are less than we have budgeted as well. I'll take any questions, and Emma will take any questions on the KPIs.
Yeah, I have a question about the operating deficit, so I've answered that. Just a comment, I thought the 0 fatalities on the road is a great result for 3 months. The excellent water results, those reports are all great, and especially what's been happening recently in Gromea. So that actually makes you realise how good the water is. The building inspections, 240 inspections and 113 being a fail. Is that high?
Emma, do we have any commentary around that from the building control manager?
I'm just finding the page that's on, because obviously the page numbers are slightly different on this. Oh, here we go.
I'm not sure what page.
Oh, no, sorry.
Page. What page is that on your agenda?
It is 34 and 35 for building control and consent. So, sorry, my apologies, Donna. What was your query around those figures?
So out of 240 inspections, 113 being a fail. Is that high? So 240 inspections were undertaken in the quarter.
Yeah, I see what you're. That would actually be a question that would be best directed to our building control manager. So I'll take a note of that and ask her to provide an answer to it.
That's cool. I just thought of that. That's quite a high ratio.
Yeah.
If I can on that, I had that question and did raise that for clarification. So it's not that we've done anything wrong, it's generally when they get there that what has been done is different to what's either been consented to be done or what they've been led to believe they're going to be inspecting.
Yeah.
So they failed it because something's missing or a shortcut's been taken. So
yeah. So I'm wondering
whether
if we
it's
should be
escalated, I don't know.
educating the clients, so we don't, so they're not set up to fail, if you know what I mean. Like, well, not that they're set up, but if you know what I mean, they're more educated on what they need to be. I don't know how how it works.
It's a hard one because the person's charged for the visit.
Yeah.
So then they've got to have another visit, which they've got to pay for, which you would think would make them want to do things to the consent that they've got and what they've actually tried to do. But you're right, it's potentially a communication or an education that we need to look at here.
It's quite a hard one though, because you've got quite specific building requirements set down.
Yeah.
For example, with central heating systems and things like that, you know, we do around that, but not minimum. Then if it says you've got to do X, Y, Z and Z is missing or Y has been, there's a shortcut of it, then I agree that maybe there was some thinking.
I just thought that 113 was quite a high mark, that had 240 inspections, like if it was say 40 fails or whatever, you know.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's probably worth looking into if someone's able to. Down a bit.
There might have been a spelling thing, Matariki weekend, I'm pretty sure that's the 21st of June, I think we've got it there as the 27th of June. That's just obviously a miss, whatever. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, I know. And the poll, there was an expense of $347 unplanned. I don't know what that was.
Sorry, I would have to look into that for you.
On the 20th, so wasn't it? Yeah. And I would just like to acknowledge David and Earl's team for the CBD clean-up and surroundings, because I think they've done a fantastic job over the last 3 months. So, yeah. Right off for me. Matariki, I will find it. Oh, yes, it was in the Hokitika Museum part. So page 29 or 43 actually. And the planning and invitations are underway for the museum being opening scheduled for Matariki 27th of June. I'm pretty sure Matariki is the 21st of June.
What's the page number?
Page 43.
The 27th of June is Friday. Marcus may have more information. That there may be a specific reason that they've chosen the Friday. That week of Matariki is the 20th through to the 27th.
Oh, okay. So that's not necessarily the long weekend.
Yeah.
And generally,
Again, Marcus may have a bit more information around that for you. That was the information that their team shared with me.
Okay, I just knew that the long weekend, I think, was the 20th, 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's always worth checking. Like on the list of Australian statutory holidays, does actually help you there.
Yeah.
we've invited a minister to get, so to get that, normally we have to have something on a Friday to get them here, same with their MP.
Yeah.
So the Friday's
Okay. Yeah.
set in place for that. No, it's just a good collation of information.
Yeah, there's lots of information.
There's lots of information. It's good. I do, apart from Elle's team too, it's also the dog control. You know, we're starting to really get our head around the figures and stats and are involved with that. And considering it really is potentially what we call a one-man band, it's an exceptional result that's only getting better for accountability and responsibility within that sector. So, all in all, we're lifting everything across the board, and it's really pleasant to see.
You'd be surprised to know I don't have any questions or queries. I think the report is always very comprehensive.
Through the chair, Matariki holidays celebrate on the 20th.
Yes. Yeah.
We're close.
Thanks. So again, I think the report is very comprehensive and it should be a picture of what's there. And we can continue with the report. Other comments or questions? I will move that committee receive the quarterly report, quarter 3, 1 January to 31 March 2025. And do I have a second, please? Councillor, yes. Now move and resolve that the Risk Insurance Committee meeting move into the public excluded session at 1:17. Thank you, those attended. And we now have a 2-minute silence.
I'll have just second that resolution to go into public excluded.
All in favour? Against?